Man, mama told me it'd be days like this, but I ain't never ever think it'd be days like this, nigga. This life shit has been fucking lifing, man. Dear fucking Lord. I truly didn't even think I'd be streaming today, honest to God. Well, no, I wanted to in the first place, but you know, energy has been up and down, man. It's been fucking crazy, but regardless, I'm glad to be here, and for those that are here right now, thank y'all so much for being with me. What's good, y'all? I'm Arbitrary, creator of no particular significance. Welcome to the stream. And what a stream it'll be, because I ain't got no fucking plans for this shit today, nigga. I'm planning on just chilling with this shit, man. I need to lean into being more comfortable with just sitting here and yapping, as y'all so frequently tend to humbly and respectfully request. And I don't know, man. I don't know. Shit's been fucking weird lately, and you know, I'm trying to make a habit of not apologizing as much for things I cannot control, but when I say I truly have not meant for it to be this fucking sporadic with my appearances, I do mean that. And you know, whatever the case is, y'all have been used to it by now, but things are on a bit of an uptick. We're figuring things out, but it's been a wild ass time, man, for sure. But I hope everyone's doing all right. I hope everyone's starting to, you know, wrap up their year. God, it's been that fucking long already, Jesus. But we're getting to that point now where we're starting to talk about holidays and shit. Hope everybody's been able to settle into a bit of a rhythm, start, you know, prepping their food and whatnot for this one, and then getting gifts for the next one, just getting the time set up to spend some time with family and whatnot. I hope everybody's been good. When the life comes out sizzling, man, fuck a sizzle. This shit's been burning to a goddamn crisp, nigga. Goddamn. Fuck a sizzle. I would prefer a soft rolling boil to what I've been dealing with lately, dear God. But I'll take it. It's fine, you know. It's all been good. But yeah, man. So much shit is fucking going on. I don't even know where to start. I don't even know. Honestly, so much of it is not even like worth me listing, because it's still shit that's like in development. But in essence, you know, I don't even know what I would fucking do right now, to be honest with you. I launched the stream. I knew I wanted to be on camera. I don't know what I want to fucking do with this time frame, honestly. I'd rather just shoot the shit. I don't really have any sense of direction at the moment. Normally I'd let the game carry that for me and things would go down, but I don't feel like playing the fucking game today. Because I know I'm not going to finish it. The next time I play fucking Outer Wilds is going to be from start point to the end. I don't care. We're grinding that shit out like we did Deltarune, and I'm ready to get that done. Just take the bait, whatever. I'm ready to get that done. But for the moment, man, I just wanted to show my face. I want niggas to know I'm alive. A lot of shit has happened on the internet lately. I might want to catch up on some things, get some shit, you know, just brush up on the speed here. But honestly, I don't know. I don't really know what to do. You know, I've been really floating a lot of ideas for the stream. Straight Children turned out to be not as good as I wanted it to be. Really? It's disappointing. How? It looked cool as fuck. Was it a story writing? That's the only guess I could imagine, because the gameplay looked fire as fuck. Is very obtuse. I can't read. What does that mean? Undertale fans can't read. You know this. Does it insist upon itself? The fuck? Did I break everything? I'm going to lose my mind. Oh my God. All right. Relax. You just gotta click outside of fucking Winamp. God. There's just a bunch of points where the game just kind of stops you when it's like, no, you cannot pass. And it basically makes you talk to everyone all over again. Okay, so it's kind of like, like a fetch questy type shit? Type energy? Type vibe? This is too loud for me. Until you get one that's like, oh, you need to do a thing, maybe. I see what you mean. Damn, man. I mean, that doesn't sound like it. Well, hold on. It's fetch quested, but they don't give you anything to go off. So here's the thing, right? That game, just off appearances, looks like it's trying to satisfy, I guess, an old... Because it's like, it's made by the Moon niggas, right? Or the Moon niggas, plural? Nigga? I think it's one dude. I forget. But point is, you know, games like that tended to... And I'm not saying this is a good thing, but yeah, Onion games. But like, games like that tend to be, I guess, more reliant on that type of fetch questy type shit. And not to say that it's like a practice that should be carried forward into the modern day, because we're past the days of having an entire game having to fit on a fucking potato chip. But, you know, I think I feel like there's a small niche that can be carved out to where some people do kind of like that shit, and maybe that's who they're trying to appeal to. I don't know for sure. I haven't played the fucking game, but it sounds like that may be the energy that's been put out there in that I guess lull that you're going through with it. I don't know. Did you beat it ultimately? I have a lot of patience for games, but they did it to an extreme degree. Damn, that sucks. I don't want to write. Do you think I should write it off? Do you feel like it would be good? You got over 6 hours? Damn! You stopped 6 hours in? I was gonna ask you, do you think that'd be like a good, like, paced game for the stream? Because ever since you mentioned it, I've been thinking about it. I don't know if I could recommend it. Damn, dog, that sucks. That sucks. Pour one out for the homies. I might give it a closer look. Maybe that's something to just like play on the deck in my bed or something. I was about to get to this new event thing and this fucking guy, uh-oh. Just jumps in front of you. And he's like, no, you can't. Wait. He pulled up out the cut with the fucking Snorlax, like, no. That's fucking funny. Maybe that's the comedy. Maybe that's the part, you know. Maybe there's some value there. I don't know. Maybe I'm being too optimistic. It looks so fucking cool, though. Do you at least fight enough? It would have been funny if it wasn't the third no context progress block. The art is fantastic. Damn. I hate when there's that mismatch, you know? I hate when there's that, like, the art is so fucking good. The mechanics are clean as shit. The flow state of the game is just fucking incredible. And then you just get this abrupt halt. And it's like, no shit, well, how did all of this, you know, it's like leveled meters and it's like a stat spread. And you have all these other stats at 9. And like you're min-maxing, and the actual part that keeps the gameplay fucking flowing is at 1. It's a special type of sad when that happens. But damn, that fucking sucks, yo. Oh man. Well, now I gotta think of some other shit. I've been trying to come up with like a list of things, so I guess look at a bit more closely for next year. And so far I only really have 1 or 2 games selected, honest to God. But that really was like a fucking... That was a big green flag, yo. God damn. Some of the fights kind of suck too. Suck in like a annoying way, or in just like boring way. I'm okay with fights being boring. I'm not okay with them being annoying as fuck. This is still so fucking loud. All right, there we go. Hold on, let me see something. What was that called? Oh, Zoe also said, like, if you want to do pacifist stuff, it's very specific in what you want it to do. To what extent? Like Deltarune specific? Or like... Well, no. You said pacifist stuff, so that should be pretty... Once people started doing like alternate routes in terms of like, you know, spare options versus the kill niggas options, they usually make the spare option pretty simple. It'd be a weird trope for them to go away. Early fight spoiler, I guess I'll take it. What you got? There's an enemy who's described as being alone. Okay. And you have 6 dialogue options. Okay. Also, wait a moment. Here we go. What the fuck was the damn... Yeah, here we go. Cool. And to do the pacifist option, you have to spell alone with the first letter of each option. Okay, hold the fuck up. That's bullshit. I hate that. That's the fucking devil. That's awful. Oh my god. You know how I know that's awful? Because that's some bullshit I would do. That's some bullshit I would do, but I would never do it for like core gameplay. I would do it as like a bullshit ass Easter egg or something. That's so funny. That's so funny. How long did it take y'all to figure that? And wait, hold up. You said that's a pacifist option. So that's something you need to do to progress the game forward. That's fucking awful. Oh my god. It's even funnier when they did it the second time. You can fight? Okay. But the way to maintain that ending is to not, probably. So, oh, that fucking sucks, man. This is the press kit. What am I looking for? I want to check some reviews on it. Actually, yeah, 3.7 is interesting. I would have expected more from that. But I think if you went in thinking like, oh, it's like Undertale, you would not enjoy it. Okay, that I wouldn't. Honestly, no, I gotta be real. That was kind of my initial impression based off the fight that Em was showing me in the trailer. Like, purely off of the combat system. Like, when I see a combat system that's like menu, dodge around, like either singular sprite or like character movement, dodge around, and it matches the shit. You know what I'm talking about? The Foxian method, the Toby Fox fuckery, if you will. When I see that, automatic Undertale affiliation. But if it's not as much that as it is this puzzly type shit, I'm still down for a good puzzle here or there, but I don't know. Also, pretty much all non-boss enemies have only 2 attacks, and you have to go through like 3 or 4 dialogue options at least for pacifist stuff. Okay, that's a bit on the nose. You know how like it feels like they probably just had like a set minimum of them like internally. I'm saying it feels like I played the fucking game, but like that just sounds like an intention of having like a certain number just for the sake of it. So I guess for even distribution across all encounters or whatever, when like it's more fun if you have some enemies that do require a couple lines of dialogue, or some enemies like the lesser dog where you can go to bounds never seen before. Like, it's some variety is good. Usually more if you get the order wrong and reset. What do you? Oh, ew! It resets on the fucking if you reset the order wrong. Why don't you do the same attacks like 4 times? Okay, no, that just sounds like an annoying ass system. I don't want to deal with that. Fuck that. It's just frustrating. Yeah, that sounds annoying as shit. I feel like that's something I could get through. That is not something I'd want to play on screen. That is not something I want to play on a fucking stream. I can foresee at least a handful of times where I get caught in a fucking like just momentum like type loop where I'm just trying to blaze through and grind shit out, and I would just get stuck you know, on the same thing, thinking, why is this not working? Why is this not working? I would just be going too fast. And like, maybe that's on me for not, you know, having the inclination to fucking read like a person that can read. But, you know, I just know my own habits. I do the same shit with Deltarune. Yeah, reading this one here. It just felt very convoluted with having to choose the right conversation prompts and also choose them in the right order while also being attacked every time you enter a prompt. On top of that, the hints you get for solving your conversation bubble is usually not very helpful, so most of these major orders you have to use a trial and error, which is like hitting your head against the wall when your progress resets every time you choose the wrong prompt. Something is reminding me of that. There's, and it's not Undertale either. What the fuck is the game I'm thinking about? Where it's like heavily reliant on the dialogue like that. I don't know. That sucks, though. I've been adding shit to my wish list. I want to take a look at that. I really wanted to like it, but man, you were really hype. I'm sorry it didn't pan out the way it should have. It still looks good. It's a damn shame because it looks insane. It looks so good. God damn, man. Oh, well. I still don't think it... I feel like just off, you know, visual impressions alone, it's worth, you know, it's worth having in the library just to be able to say you played it, but I feel the disappointment. I'm still going to play it. Yeah, still play it. You know, not every game needs to be a 10 out of 10. There's a Black Friday sale? What the fuck? Hold on. I'll take a look at some shit. Why not? Let me open my actual Steam. I'll just browse through shit. I just got too frustrated with it. Yeah, no, I feel you. How about I go over some, I'll just go over some shit I'm looking at. While we're talking about games, I might just eyeball some shit. That might be fun. I don't know. Just dicking around. Let's see. Let me check my wish list. That's all that's discounted on my fucking wish list? I have 2 fucking games? What the shit? I just got too frustrated with it. When did you stop? Because at this point, it's been like a month since I streamed. When did you stop? Okay, people are... Oh, wait, what the fuck? Think I had 2 good places? Damn! Dog, you seem so hype over this shit. I would have figured you would have been playing this shit for at least like a couple weeks. God damn, man. I'm sorry for your loss. That sucks. Well... I'm hesitant to call it a stinker without getting my own impressions of it proper, but... One stinker out of what sounds like it's been a bunch of gems you've been coming across the year anyway. I feel like, it's funny because only 25% of players got as far as I did as well. God damn, man. That sucks. Oh, man. What can you do? So if that ain't telling, that's telling something. That's telling fucking something. Oh, goodness. Oh, well. That is... You know, it feels like there's always some degree of risk. Hold on. This is one I've had my eyes on for a few years. Let me take a look at this. Kingdoms of the Dump. Let's take a look. One moment. Let me pause. Okay. Here, I'll switch to the main screen. That is not the main screen. There we go. No one has to die. I don't know how the fuck that happened. This scene should have had my thing on there. Who will save the lands of Phil? I like this. This is cute. So... Oh, what did that menu remind me of? This really nails the SNES aesthetic. Yeah, no, it looks really clean. Like, it looks very simple, but high as fuck effort for being as simple as it is. Oh, that just came out, too. I'll give that a look. Wait, hold on. 1 second. Ah. Don't be racist. Don't be racist, setup. Don't be racist. There we go. So much shit I gotta patch up. But yeah, no. Yeah, I'll add that to the list. Why not? Oh, so yeah, that's what I was getting at. It's whatchamacallit? You say you've been playing a bunch of RPGs. There's so many, like, I don't know what it is, but I've been 5 years in the making. Damn. Okay. All right. Who are these guys? Why does Dream Sloth sound familiar? Duelist 2? Nope, haven't heard of that. Roach Games. Nope, this is their first game too. Wow. All right. Yeah. There's like a lot of RPGs that like I've been eyeballing that I feel like I've wanted to like give the time of day ever since I first played was it Persona 5? It was around that time, at least since then, but there was some point where I just kind of crossed like a very clean threshold where I realized that like I will only really fuck with a turn-based RPG and dedicate the time minute that I used to if it does something like really, really, really fucking unique. And for the most part, when I see RPG titles now, or at least just like, you know, turn-based ones, I just fall off of them so quickly. I don't know what it is. Like, they got to give me some kind of either extra crazy visual pizzazz, which I don't like defaulting to because that feels kind of cheap. I don't know. Or that have like really cool ass fucking mechanics. Something like, you know, like an Undertale. I don't know. And I'm too fucking, I don't know. Maybe I've just gotten too spoiled with it, but it's really hard to go back to. And games like this one, like Kingdoms of the Dump, it's like, I know I'd like them, but it's so hard for me to get into the mode where like I can play them, like, you know, and actually follow it through. And I don't want to buy a game I don't know if I'm going to end up fucking finishing, you know? Went from Digimon to Pokemon, and now I have Dragon Quest 1 and 2 remaster waiting for me. Digimon! I feel like I could get into, surprisingly so. Pokemon I've fallen off on. Dragon Quest I will never touch. I just refuse. That they had one too many goddamn what was it? Promo periods when they were doing fucking Hero and Smash Ultimate, and I got sick of the fucking song, and now I'm sick of Dragon Quest. I'm turned off from it forever. I'm never gonna play it. Nobody asked me. Fuck them all. I also had this one really annoying nurse that I used to work with who very frequently harassed me, and he was obsessed with Dragon Quest, and I just didn't see the vision. Sorry, can't do it. But the slimes are so cute. The slimes are cute. And you know what? And you know what makes me even more sad about it is that is a game that is based off Toriyama's himself's fucking art style. And I still gotta say no. They crossed the threshold. 8 is still the best one. No, 9 is the new. Wait, is 8 the one that came out on the Switch? The one that was tied in with we're up to 11. Okay, there we go. Yeah, no. 8 was PS2. Okay. The one I remember being most interested in was Dragon Quest 9 Sentinel of the Starry Skies. And I remember seeing that on like DS advertisements, and I was really, I really wanted to try it out, and I just never got a chance to. Yeah, the DS one. And I've heard mixed things about it, but that one seemed like the best entry point for me. Never got around to it. Don't know if I ever will. If I'll say it like this: if I play Dragon Quest, I know the exact circumstance under which I will play it, and it will be the next time I am sick as a goddamn motherfucking dog. It will be that's the only circumstance in which I can play a game like that. Is when I'm sick as a dog, and when I don't even have the energy to do like fucking maneuvering in a video game. Like the only thing I can do is navigate a fucking menu. So if it's cozy, it's comfortable, it's simple, I press a button, a thing happens, that's it. That's really the only time where I can play those types of games anymore. And knock on fucking wood, but I rarely get sick like that. But that's been the only pattern for me for where I know I can consistently play games like that. Even for most modern RPGs, that's what, well, the new one is a modern one, but like anything turn-based, it just kind of slows me down. I don't know what it is. Now I will say, going back to, cause you mentioned, Claire Obscure and, E33, right? Where's that up in chat? You said Claire Obscure. I lost it in chat. I can't read chat for shit. I do want to play at least one of those two really fucking bad. Let me see what you sent. Hold on.
Tony, what's going on? Tell me you found that cube.
No, I didn't. Wait. Ooh. Ooh. Why did it skip? Okay, I gotta fix my fucking hotkeys. Oh my god. I gotta fix them. I gotta fix them so bad. Hold on. 8 had the actual orchestra? Damn. No, it sounds really... Okay. So, as much as I am a sucker for a good orchestrated track, I gotta be in the mood for it. I have to be. I've gotten... I'll get into that in a second. E33 is going to get the Game of the Year sweep, so you better play it soon. Is it really that good? Is E33 really that fucking good? Also, wait. I said Claire Obscure. I said Claire Obscure and E33. They're the same fucking game. I'm fucking stupid. It's fantastic. It's really that good? I gotta say, man, I've been really sleeping on, like, fucking these, like, high graphical fidelity. You were talking about DQ8. I'm saying before, when E33 first came up. It's good, but it also has a good dev story. Like, all these dudes left Ubisoft to follow their dreams, etc., etc. That's the part that, like, I do have a lot of faith in. I know that, like, it's coming from a good place. I just, like... I don't know, man. Okay. Genuine question here. Am I too indie-pilled? At this point? Because I know this is an indie game. Well, besides the point. I know that there's, like, nuance to that, We'll get to that. I've been thinking about this lately, especially in thinking about games for next year. And I don't want to, like, you know, drop my priority. My priority is always going to be to find unique games, and that tends to overlap with the indie label more than anything else. But, you know, with E33 in particular, I've been thinking about it this year, and I think I've been trying to figure out, is it more a matter of me just, like, being, like, heavily committed to indie games, or am I just being that annoying type nigga that's like, oh, well, everyone else likes it, so fuck that game. Is that me? Is that what's happening? I think that might be what's happening. Because there's a lot of shit that people have been recommending that I've been just like avoiding because I don't know. I just feel like everybody else plays it. And I think there's like a slight question of whether or not, you know, I could even provide like a clean, I guess, stream experience for that game. You know what I mean? I have questions about that. Also, hold on. Where is the browser window for that? Is that still the same song? I see you. Oh, it's up here. Why is it here? Okay, no, it's still going. Same song? Okay. Okay, that part right there. Something about that little motif sounded really familiar. I think it was in okay, I'm remembering it from specifically from that fucking Dragon Quest trailer I was talking about from the Smash Bros thing, and it tied in to the reveal of Erdrick being in, I think, or something. I don't know. The point is, I don't know if that's a Dragon Quest 3 motif or that's just part of that one song, but we'll see. Maybe. Question mark. I don't know. Probably the best song in the game. Okay, I'll listen to this one too. Hold on. I don't want to give the gift of creativity.
Save on new appliances at Best Buy.
I don't want to save new appliances on Best Buy. I don't want to save. No, I want to be broke as a fucking joke. I want to be broke as sin. I'm manifesting it for myself. Let me shut the fuck up. That's a lie. Black Friday deals, Pog. I'm so over buying shit, man. I'm so fucking over buying a goddamn thing. Dog, let me tell you, this past couple fucking months, I have struggled to like figure out, okay, how does fucking money work for like the past maybe 7 years of my life. I've paid bills, I've tried to figure out shit, I've tried to get things that I've wanted, I've tried to get things that I need, and I can truly say that I have not really known how to like properly save, allocate, and automate shit the way that I should be. And the past few months, I had just started finally getting into really good habits with that, and I just started setting like a set percentage of money I make from my job into a separate account just to have no idea when the fuck I'll use it. My purpose for it was to pay off some debt, but like I figured out just have it there, just to have it there. And then all of a sudden, car broke down, and then I was like, all right, welp, gotta use this to figure that shit out. And I didn't even think I had enough to make, you know, like a reasonable down, but by the skin of my fucking teeth, I did. And ever since that clutch ass fucking moment, I have been addicted to not spending a goddamn fucking dime. And it's like, it's not as extreme as that, but like I'm realizing like, oh, is this what being a fucking adult is? Is this what, you know, having to like make shit work in dire straits is? And I've been trying to figure out, okay, how am I going to balance that out with, you know, getting shit for the stream and stuff? Because there's so many things that like I do want, and I don't even want to like get myself in a mindset where it's like I can't do it. Like it's part of this job, so like I have to. I'm not gonna, you know, frugal myself out of the ability to enjoy good experiences like that. But like I've been getting so fucking picky, man. I don't know what the fuck it is now. It feels so different, and I'm trying to figure out like, am I just being careful? Am I a bum? I don't know. I have no idea. And it feels like such a stark difference to where I was even, excuse me, a fucking year ago. It's so weird. It's so weird now. Oh, so this song is really fucking clean. I'm gonna get that to you. This song is clean as fuck. Alright, let's check date added. Speaking of which, okay, actually, okay, I can't speak of which too fucking hard because we have ads in a second. I will let those run for a second, and then I'll be back in a minute and a half. Thanks, hype. Where the fuck? This should be here. God, so much shit is broken. What are your... Yeah, the properties tab is busted. Where the fuck did I put my... Would it be that? Yeah, there we go. Why did that disappear? Okay, we're back. Yeah, so another fucking thing, right? This is just to that point. Speaking of like money and shit, I've been trying to think like, okay, if I am gonna make a move over to doing like bigger games. So one big thing that I'm thinking for next year, right, is that I think 100% I want to at least commit a little bit harder to longer games, right? I feel like I don't really know how that'll work. I don't know if that'll be better for viewers. I don't know so far if like people are really like fucking with that or not, but it feels like it'll just help me keep a better rhythm, especially once I get my schedule together and I'm doing this more. And when it comes to the longer ones that I'm most interested in are more demanding on the computer, right? And as I've learned from Outer Wilds, which is an old ass game, mind you, I have learned
that's the sound of someone who's misplaced
my debit card.
That's the sound of someone that needs to shut the
Not a big
fuck. Anyway, God Almighty. As I've learned through Outer Wilds, my computer is not that fucking powerful. Like, it is, but it isn't. To the point where there's a lot of games that will get throttled super hard if I try to do the stream and run them at the same time. And I've been thinking, okay, should I do a hardware upgrade? Or should I get like a dedicated like separate machine and have this machine just be for the stream? And then they announced this fucker, the Steam machine. And I've been thinking really hard about this, y'all. And this might have to be an instant cop if this thing is even a penny less than $600. 900, that cannot be solid. That's solid price? Or is that an estimate? They didn't give a price yet, did they? Is it really 900? They're talking comparable to a 4060 PC? That's around 900 to 1K. Okay, two things. That's around 900 to 1K now. How much is that? It's not going to change like super hard. Probably no more than like 100. But like, I don't know. I don't know. That might, because I think it makes more sense. Because getting individual parts right now is batshit right now. They're not releasing any new GPUs for a while, right? But storage space is just starting to come down from a crazy damn uptick. RAM is skyrocketing. Thank God I got the RAM that I did a couple months ago for this computer. Holy shit. They're talking like 64 gigabyte kits for like $500 fucking dollars, dog, of basic ass Corsair RAM. I'd expect 800 at lowest at this point. I'm expecting 800. I would be pleasantly surprised by 7. But I don't know. There's a part of me that thinks they might try to go for 6. There's a part of me that thinks they might try to go for 6, which is insane. I wouldn't be surprised at 1K either. But look at how cheap. Did you see the LTT thing? What's the LTT thing? What is this? Second, all right. But like, I feel like just having a dedicated machine that I can pull video feed from, rather than having both running native, I feel like would be the better investment overall. Just to get shit up and going, and there's no issues to have, minimal hiccups. And I've been thinking about it, and I'm like, if it's below a certain point. Valve asked what I meant by console price, and I said 500. Nobody said anything, but the energy in the room wasn't great. Oh, Linus Tech Tips, that's what you mean. Yeah. Okay, no, I see what you mean. I see what you mean. I'll say this. At 7, I'd be paying something comparable for just a card anyway. At least for me, right? Because the other thing too is that I'm still running an AM4 setup. I'm not on AM5 right now. The last bunch of upgrades I did to get this thing fixed was just to get my AM build back in working order. AM4 build back in working order. I did not feel like, starting a whole new build from scratch with AM5 parts. So like, I feel like for 7 to jump from a 2080, that I would think I'd rather have the second machine than just a new card. And 800 at least. And the other thing too, are they going to have multiple models? I would assume they'd have like a... Well, no, I don't think they'll have multiple models. They probably won't even do that. They probably won't do the storage-based shit. Not in the same exact way as the Steam Deck anyway. Just faceplates? Fuck that. 16 DDR5, 8 gigs of VRAM, semi-custom AMD Zen 4. I thought they showed 2 different storage models. You're correct, Zoe. It's a 512 gigabyte and the 2 terabyte, and then both have a micro SD card slot. I could see an 800 model, a 2 terabyte model going for 800. I don't see a 512 gigabyte model going for $800. And then, oh god, this thing is here's the thing, right? I understand that like the price and the power aren't matching for it to be a low price, but I think they just want to get their foot in the door. Valve got fuck you money. I don't think that like, I feel like in the long term, especially with how much they're pushing like just Valve, Valve like machinery now, I feel like they could, just get their foot in the door and have them be sold off as kind of sort of maybe a bit cheap, and just have a huge chunk of the market just taken out. Granted, it won't catch on that fast, but I think that would accelerate shit pretty quickly. Valve is on track to really blow at least Xbox out the fucking game entirely if they play their cards right. I feel like they can make a move like that. I really do. I won't hedge all my bets on it, but I'll say anything below 700 might be an instant cop. I might have to do it. Xbox is cooked, Zoe. Xbox is dead as hell. They shot themselves in the foot, yo. I don't know what the fuck they were doing, honestly. The more I think about it, to me, I just don't think I think they might just be phasing out because they just don't want to do it anymore, honestly. They've been taking losses since the 360 in every country, not the US. Apparently they're about to raise console prices again. In what way? Like, in like a tariff way or in like a post-holidays way? Because they made like a minor adjustment for the holidays, but it didn't account for the tariff uptick. So they might just be trying to ratchet it back a little bit and then push it forward farther than they ratcheted it back. Just a little bit. Hard to say. I'm not sure. Also, did I? Fuck. All right, whatever. Let's just let's do this. Please, but the ROG Ally Ultra Puggy Woggy Big Boy handheld guy. There's the Steam Deck right there. Don't fuck with me. I don't want the fucking ROG Ally, dog. Boo. Oh, now here's a fucking game I want to play. Hold on. Hold the fuck up. I know some of y'all saw this shit. Look at this fucker. Look at this shit. Oh, wait, that's... These are images. These are images. Give me video. Give me video. Give me video. It's not giving me video. Give me video. Give me video. If you still want an Xbox for some reason at the curve from pricing, the price could go up soon and supply could just entirely dry up. Because multiple sources of mine have apparently been warned by sales that don't have something going to affect PS Plus very, very soon rather than later. Oh, yeah. I forgot about the RAM problem. Well, no, I forgot how it would have impacted them. Yeah, no, it's probably going to be pretty bad. This AI bullshit, man, I swear to God. You know, side note, when this gets dropped in either alpha or whatever the fuck, I'm dropping every fucking game to play this one. I need y'all to understand. Go back to the fucking screen that I told you to go back to, please. I need y'all niggas to understand. It's over. I'm going so pro in this fucking Avatar game. You have no idea. No one has any fucking idea, okay? You don't. You genuinely don't. No one's ready. Oh shit! Trigali, you were streaming. What the fuck? I didn't even see that. Oh shit! Thanks for the raid. What's good? Good to see you. Oh fuck! I'm honored. I'm honored. It's so nice to see you streaming, and then see you raid me. That means so much. What's good, y'all? Good to see you. Oh fuck! Oh man. What's good, everybody? Thanks for coming through, Raiders. Oh fuck! What were you streaming today? Oh man. But yeah, no, I really cannot wait for this gigantic gargantuan planetary sized AI fucking bubble to explode in a ball of fucking fire. I truly cannot. I cannot wait for the fucking what's the term? The roaring 20s of computer parts to kick in. This shit is really getting on my nerves. I was playing a kinetic visual novel called Zato. Why did that sound familiar? I think I've seen that before. Let's look at that. We're just fucking around today. So I'm just going to look at anything that people show me. It just got released a couple weeks ago for free. Interesting. Ren Pie game, we love those. Hold on. Hold up. Where is my scene? Here we go. Anyway. They're doing shit, is what I was saying. They're doing cool things here. I like the cool things. They're doing great cool things. This looks really fucking sick. I thought I'd be done by now. I'm not, but I'm doing all voice acting, and so I guess it takes more time. Fair enough. Yeah, that is very demanding. But this looks very fun. I've not played a visual novel in a long time, and honestly, I kind of miss them. This might get my time. That's going straight on the wit list. Matter of fact, I'm adding that to the library right now, and I might install that later. This has no choices. I am kind of refreshed by that idea. Even I kind of just want to read something. You know, it's been a minute, so it's only story. Yeah, no, I've been missing that. There's another couple of them too that have been recommended to me lately that I think I want to pay closer attention to. Okay, have fun, will do. I won't be playing it today, but probably after Outer Wilds is done, I might take a, depending on when I fucking finish that game. I think I don't know when exactly I'll do it, but the next Outer Wilds stream is going to be, my intention is for that to be as long as shit, just so I can beat the game and be done. And then Hades 2, I will probably just save as first stream for the new year. So whatever else we play in before that point, assuming I get enough streams in, will just be something hopefully shorter and a bit more streamlined. So this could fit in before the end of the year. This and maybe some more rogues or something. I don't know. I don't have plans today. Okay. But that looks pretty neat. But yeah, games on my radar right now. Straight Children, I've been told I haven't been told it's getting taken off, but I'm told that it's not as hype as it should be. Dispatch people have been talking about. I feel like if I get this game, I'm going to be disappointed, and I don't know why. It looks cool as shit. Visually. I just don't feel like playing a Telltale. I was supposed to continue Outer Wilds, but I'm stuck with several puzzle games already. Yeah, fair enough. It's a very easy rabbit hole to get stuck into. Very much so. Someone told me about Megabong. This is a rogue too, right? I think I'm not going to play too many rogues. I had a fucking student show me Schedule 1. I don't want to play that. I might have lost my code for Grapple Dog. Sakana of Rice and Ruin. I vehemently refuse to play Death Stranding. I don't know why. Death Stranding is the kind of game that I don't want to play here because I feel like everybody fucking plays it and says it's the greatest game of all time when Undertale is right there. I don't know. Crow Country. That's a game I also want to touch. Yeah, this one here. This one, I actually have not looked at the trailer in full for this guy. Let me give this one a proper look while we're here. This one has big Signalis type energy. But it looks cool as fuck. This one is like halfway locked in for me. Oh god, I did not see that nigga. What the fuck was that? Oh, ooh, okay. Mink. Oh god. I've literally only seen still images of this game. This actually looks cooler than I thought. Holy shit. Okay. That's one for the books. One moment. Yeah, no. There's so many things, man. There's so many things to play. Off is on my radar. Okay, now this is one I have been thinking really hard about getting Silent Hill F. I have never played a Silent Hill game, but this one looks cool as shit. And the only issue is I don't think my computer has enough power to run it while I'm streaming at the same time. F was pretty good. Have you played the rest of them? I'm not a big horror head like that, so I'm not sure like how much I really want to commit to it. But it looks pretty good. It looks really fucking solid, yo. I'm not a big horror head either, but I feel like you'd enjoy it. I think I'd have a great time with it. Streaming has made me more of a horror head than I expected to be. I will say that. But for now, that one will just have to hold. Also, this is a big one that everyone talks about. And I think the time is kind of, sort of, maybe rapidly approaching for this one. Or at the very least, maybe not Silksong itself, but the Hollow Knight series as a whole. I'm starting to think I should really play Hollow Knight. That's one that I've actively avoided because everybody and their fucking mother talks about it. But I think Hollow Knight might have to be a move at some point. Almost certainly next year. There's a whole bunch of shit, man. There's a whole bunch of shit. But also, even besides fucking, like, just getting these games out, like, I feel like a big factor also in me just, like, not just being so picky with shit is that, like, I want to play things that, like, are not only good, but also Yap compatible, you know? I feel like I need to give a bit more focus, suggest opportunities to just sort of break off and talk about shit. And not every game really has that type of flow, you know? I want to be able to do it. I want to be able to. It's hard to make these decisions. Oh shit. What's good, Alden? Sorry, I did not see you in YouTube chat. I still need to fix that. I'm just coming back. I have not had the chance to fix this shit at all. I'm so sorry. But you know, we've just been looking at games and chatting here and there. It's all been good. I hope you've been good, man. Maybe I should have that up just in case anybody pops in. That has 5 views. But yeah, no, man. There's so much shit. There's so much shit to consider. Yeah, man. I don't know. I think, God, there's so much shit that, like... Okay, so sidebar, total sidebar. I'm not talking about games anymore. Just talking about, I guess not future. I don't even want to phrase it as future plans because I'm tired of talking about future plans that take me fucking forever to implement because life tends to life. Oh shit, that's right. Okay, that's fine. All that. So I don't know how much like planning I really want to speak on. Just hit go live, LMAO, easy peasy. Okay. Here's why I don't do that, right? Because in case, you know what? No, never mind. I'll keep my mouth shut. But I'm trying to make that more of a habit, okay? I'm trying to ease into that. There's this different, there's maybe I'm a perfectionist. Maybe it's fucking Maybelline. I keep on doing this, man. Y'all know I'm extra as fuck. I've been extra as fuck from the beginning. Look at the shit around me, okay? This is my cubicle. This is my stage. This, okay? I don't... I'm trying to make it all just feel, you know, cohesive over time. And I think, you know, now that I'm getting to a point where I will have slightly more time to do this, more than I've expected throughout this year, I've been thinking about what are some ways that I can make it easier for me to just click that button and not really feel like, you know, as stopped by like something like, okay, I'm playing this game, I gotta continue this game. If I don't finish this game, people are gonna be like, hey, when you're gonna finish the game, I have to finish the fucking game. I'm trying to avoid that I'm trying to avoid that problem. And I've been both locking myself into games that are like super long and super committal, and also not finishing the fucking games, but then also they're the ones I want to play. It feels like I'm thinking too much. I'm trying to not do that. And, you know, going into next year, I'm thinking about just like changing the way that like I approach, like, you know, I guess the format. I feel like even calling it a format is trapping me in a certain type of box. That's the normal. What the fuck is up, nigga? Good to see you. But you know, I feel like I've been committing so much to a certain type of format, and for me to push this a bit further, I need to be a bit more flexible. And I have ideas about different ways of doing that. But all of them require an extra fucking layer of just like being fucking extra. There is no scenario in which I will be on this screen and not try to be extra as fuck in terms of the presentation value. And I'm trying to find a balance of that with, you know, just being able to come in and show up. Because even today, right, just for perspective, I intended to stream at 2. I was sitting at my computer at 2 o'clock. You know what I spent the hour and a half after that fucking doing? Fixing my fucking audio that wasn't broken last stream. That is how much time I spend just fixing shit. Just fixing shit so that way my voice sounds a little bit, it's got a little bit of fucking, you know, butter in there, you know? So I'm just trying to fucking, I'm trying to reap the rewards of my commitment to the stream quality while also, you know, having a bit more fun with it. Is my car fixed? Yes, my car is fixed. Yes, my car is fixed. It was a bitch and a half of a week last week. But my car is fixed, thank God. It was crazy because it ended up having the same exact problem that the car I'm just now getting rid of had, but because I bought a warranty, they fixed it right away. But I had to wait for them to fix it, and fucking the guy that would have approved the claim just didn't fucking show up for like 4 extra days, plus it was a holiday week. It was bullshit. It was so much bullshit getting it fixed. And then I spent the last week catching up on all the shit I couldn't do because my car wasn't fixed. Now it's fixed, now it works, now we're fine, we're good. But now I'm just like trying to get reorganized. It's been crazy, man. Life has been fucking lifing my ass off, dog. It's been nuts. Alright, are you sure you're not the problem? That's the common denominator. You know, I've thought about that really intensely, and the honest answer is I am the problem. And the problem within me is simply my luck stat. I need to grind that shit up. I need to get that shit from like a -4 to like a 3. That by itself will change my life tremendously. But until I can get the time in for that grind, we're stuck holding L's, motherfucker. But one thing at a time. We'll get there. We'll get there. I think my luck stat will increase. I don't know. Over time. Correlation equals causation. Enjoy. What's good, known liar? Oh man, how you handle that Outer Wilds vehicle didn't give me much hope. Fuck you. Oh my god. I can't catch a break, and I got better at flying those fucking ships too. Okay, it was not that bad. It was not at all that fucking bad. Leave me alone. Oh god. We got ads. Let me run those real quick and I'll get right back to y'all. Hang tight. Here we go. All right, we're back. I don't know why you're not getting answer, guy. Could be the power of friendship. I don't fucking know. But yeah, no. I'm glad all that shit's fixed now. It's just been fucking crazy, man. I have not caught a fucking break all year. But no, things do seem to be stabilizing a bit on my end. So for those that don't know, this entire time I've been streaming, or almost the entire time I've been streaming. Let me actually recap on that. Let me double down on the yap parts and just explain a bit of my life story for those that don't know. Cause it's been a minute since I've just talked about myself, and well, y'all are in my stream. Sit tight. So when I started streaming, I believe and when I say when I started, I mean when I started the channel, but before I had started posting like shorts up and actually getting people to follow for a bit. This was like back in like early 2023. At the time, I was working full-time at a mental hospital. And I was working there as a technician, and I left there maybe about a year and a half in, and then from there I went to work at a eye doctor's office as a technician there. That job was the devil, not because of the work. The work was fine, the clientele was cool. The doctor was Satan herself. I don't know how, like, not a bad person, awful boss, could not do it. And I literally woke up one morning and I said, I can't do it. I cannot do this shit no more. I didn't even call out. I just grabbed my resume and I just started just driving around my town, dropping my resume in different places and just praying for the fucking best, right? So from there, I got reconnected with an old job I had doing tutoring for a local university in my area. I'd specify, but I'm about to leave. I'd rather just not risk little shit. But I do that. I did that part-time, and then from there I started to work for a movie theater company. And now I have both of those jobs, the tutoring job and the movie theater company. And I've been doing that for the past like 2 years now. So the way my week works is that I usually have anywhere between 3 and 4 shifts a week at one job, and then between 2 and 3 at the other, unless it's summertime. It has been like that for the past 2 fucking years. So what's about to happen now is that literally next week, 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, I'm dropping the tutoring job. And I will be doing full-time with the theater company. And with that job, I'll only have to work 4 days a week instead of 5, because my shifts are 10 hours. And that'll be full-time and all that. So I'll be getting what I need. I'll be getting more bread. And I'll be having an extra day off that I'm not used to. So my current plan is to have those days working and 2 days stream and then 1 day off, which I'm okay with because I've done way fucking worse arrangements. And, you know, the stream is not like I have to do it 8 hours a day. I can do it as long as I want. Which will be cool. I think that'll be good. I already know for a fact I can lock in 1 day. I need to finalize a couple things to lock in the second one. That's what I'm waiting on. And what's good, Alden? Thanks for coming through. Yeah, no, you're over there. All right, cool. But yeah, so I'm figuring all that out. And when I do make that shift, I'm trying to figure out like a sort of like pattern, you know, like I'm trying to pick the days I want to do it. I'm trying to pick, you know, what type of streams do I want to have on the recurring basis? Do I want to have a dedicated playthrough for 1 day and then just fucking around the other day? Do I want to do something else? Do I want to just max out and go all 3 days, which would be crazy, but I might do it anyway? I don't know. I have no idea. And there's so much shit going through my head now because it's like, this is really the first time that I've had this kind of control over my schedule and my work life in such a long time. I've been just dramatically overcommitted. And this is the first time where I really have that balance. And I'm trying to be careful and not, you know, putting myself into a fucking spiral again. So there's been a lot of meticulous planning and whatnot. And you know, it's been just a lot on my head. I really have not really known what to do in terms of that plan. Maybe I shouldn't even plan at all. Maybe I should just wing the shit and just turn every single stream into a yap session that just branches off top of itself. I'm not sure. Speedy was good, dog. I love doing that. I love that little fucking motif we got going on. It's always good to see you in the stream, man. Good to see you. Thanks for coming through. So speaking of all that, while I have all of you captive, I do want to take a moment to go back. Don't bullshit me. I want to take a moment to plug this link in here real quick. Some of y'all seen this already, some of y'all haven't. But that is the survey just to give me y'all's feedback in terms of what y'all want to see from the stream. This wasn't meant to be a segue into that, but now it is. So have fun with that. But anyway, yeah. The point is, I despite not being on the screen as much, I really have been putting a lot of thought into how the next year is gonna go. And you know, I'm excited. It's just been fucking a lot, man. The shit that Arb goes through behind the fucking screen is insane. I wish y'all could see how far I drive just to go to work. I wish I could show that to y'all once. It's been nuts. So with my girl right now, how's it been? It's been busy, dog. It's been busy. Things have been good, productive, in a positive direction. It just doesn't always feel like it. My feelings have been hurt by life, nigga. But I'm okay. I'm genuinely fine. Got my car fixed. I got that going. Feel secure in that. Feel safe in that. Got a good commute going. My job situation's about to change for the better. I'll be able to have more time to stream. I'll be able to get some more money in the pocket. Be able to take care of some fucking business. I feel good about a whole lot of stuff. It's just been, you know, just figuring things out here and there, one thing at a time. It's been a lot, but I feel good. But yeah, I've just been trying to. I'm just trying to figure out how to shake it up. I'm trying to figure out how to shake it up. You know, I feel like I've committed so much to just making sure that the stream works visually and has a certain degree of like a theme to it and all that. While also working on things in the background for once this shit really fucking expands, and I've been figuring that shit out too. It's been a lot. One thing I want to fucking do that has been really frustrating me, and I posted this on Blue Sky earlier today, but dog, one thing I've been wanting to do especially hard this past week is just play my fucking piano. Fuck all video games, fuck all streaming platforms, fuck internet, fuck Blue Sky, fuck everything. I want to sit and I want to tap on white and black keys until I literally physically pass the fuck out. That is what I want to do with my life right now, and I have not had the chance to do that in literal months. My piano sits right in my dining room. As soon as I walk in the house and hang up my coat, it is directly to my left. And I could just take a minute, maybe, and sit down and tippy tap a little bit. I haven't had the fucking energy to do it. That is how fucking swamped I've been. So words don't describe how excited I am for that to not be as big of a problem. But it has been a slow ass grind to that point, man. I cannot stress enough. But you know, I'm hype regardless. I've also just been thinking more about just like, especially lately. Actually, maybe I'll talk about that before I guess start wrapping up things. Yeah, I think I'll be good to stream at least another half hour, maybe a bit more. But another thing I've been thinking about too is just sort of reflecting, right, on how I've handled, I guess, the community side of things here, right? Because I know a big thing RBI stream. I declared that. I declared it from the start. I said that's what this is gonna be. You got an email for that. Use it. Speedy Aquas, thank you for the fucking bits. Dragalia. Watch your mouth. It's like, no, it's okay. Oh shit. I didn't even see it. I didn't have my phone. No, I didn't get it signaled. But also, fuck you. Oh my god. But oh my goodness. In any case, one thing I've been thinking about really hard is like the community aspect of things, because I have not really like been able to focus on things like the server, or even just having, you know, just straightforward conversations about what is this, what am I doing, what's the long-term plans for shit. And I think I might want to revisit a lot of the ways I've looked at things, be a bit less hands-off with stuff. I've liked the way the server started. I've liked the way how we've had, like, you know, little hype periods here and there. But, you know, there's different ways I want to, like, you know, interact with you guys. And there's certain ways I want that to be expanded. There's other ways where I want that to be limited. And I have not really been not really known how I want to facilitate either of those things. A big thing that's been happening, not too much, but enough to where it's like nothing has happened, but like it concerned, the very idea of this happening when I first opened the server really concerned me. And is that people have been DMing me more and more. People have been like hitting me up and just like, just to say like, you know, hey, like the stream, hope your projects are doing good, what's going on, etc., etc. And as much as I want to not mind that, I'm not gonna lie, it scares the fuck out of me. You know, there's certain people, like, you know who you are. We're on, like, you know, we're on terms. I can talk to y'all, it's no problem. But certain other people, it's like people just like hit me up out of nowhere and it's like, and I get like fucking spooked by it. And one of my biggest things when I started doing the stream for real, was that one of my main objectives, okay, I won't say one of my main objectives was to just not fuck up, but one of my main objectives has been to not have this platform irresponsibly, right? I've wanted to be careful about not only the things that I say, but the ways in which that I talk to you guys. I'm gonna, like, you know, I'm gonna say nigga, I'm gonna go fuck, but like in terms of, like, you know, the messages that I send, or the ways in which I direct my priorities, or my even the way that, like, I incentivize, like, the fucking stream itself, right? Like, I don't like the idea of having, like, just, oh hey, here's a gold bar down here, fill this up to give me money. Like, I've never liked that idea. And even when people started, like, supporting the stream, like, for real, even when I got, like, my first fucking couple bits, I'm like, oh my god, okay, shit, I want to make sure that, like, I'm transparent and that, like, you know, this, that, and the third. I'm really scared of, you know, not handling this shit responsibly, because I genuinely think it's a really big deal that I'm over here in this fucking void and y'all are over there at your fucking screen, and for whatever fucking reasons, plural, you find my content to be moving enough to not only give me your money, but give me your time and give me your ears. Give me the processing power between your ears in your brain and have some degree of even limited influence over your life. I think that is a tremendously powerful thing that is not to be treated lightly. And I think there's so many people on this platform that are dramatically bigger than me that abuse that to no end, and I fucking hate it. And lately, I've been reminded more and more about how that kind of thing goes awry. And I've just wanted to, I don't think my response to that should just be like tightening up and be like, oh, no, well, this shit happened, gotta shut everything the fuck down, nobody can talk to me, yeah. But, you know, I feel like I want to start touching on that aspect of my intention with this thing more. Is Shakespeare really dead? You know what, honestly, thank you for that. I felt like I was spitting bars with that shit a little bit. Thank you. But, you know, I do really, like, want to be careful about it, but not only be careful about it, but I think I want part of my space, I want part of my platform space to be declarative against those types of shitty ass initiatives. I want people to know exactly what they're getting into when they come here. I want people to carry, you know, some certain ideas forward, and I want people to be safe when they're navigating the space. I feel like a long time ago, when the internet first fucking hit the scene, first fucking arrived, when everybody first started jumping through the fucking portal that is their computer screens, we all signed a contract that we didn't fucking read. in that once we enter this fucking world, we can't get out. We can't get out, and we will forever, unless we, you know, somehow manage to jump the fucking grid and live on a homestead and milk cows and shit, we will never be able to escape the massive, overlapping, wildly expansive influences that come from the internet, and they will impact us, and they will impact the world, they will impact the ways in which the world functions. And, you know, when it comes to a proper understanding of that, of all the dynamics of that, no one's ever going to understand it all. There's no psychologist out there that understands the full impact of what it means to scroll on a fucking Instagram feed. You know, but it's so much. Personally, I think people privately message you saying they like to stream out of the blue is fine, but I can understand how it can be stressful when you're going from basically no random people to messaging you to people random mess. That's the part, Alden, and I appreciate you saying that. But yeah, no, it's like the standard is such that people will jump to that without recognition of, like, you know, how that can even be a proper impact. I don't mind people reaching out to me, but I felt like the way I started things, I wanted people to use my email rather than my DMs because I wasn't sure how much I could commit to Discord. And then all of a sudden, Stream gets a tiny bit of traffic and everyone's like, oh my fucking, what the fuck? And it just scared the shit out of me. But like, it's not a problem. It's just, you know, I want the weight of that to be, even if, I don't even think I have a certain goal for it. I just think I just want it to be better understood. I feel like I want part of my presence online to be pointed towards getting people to understand more about what it means to navigate this place we call the internet in the modern day, and how much that shit affects your brain, your mind, your social, your mental, all that. And I'm not, you know, I'm not like a professional fucking research analyst when it comes to those dynamics, but I do think that, like, I pay attention to them in a way that not everybody jumps to right away, and I feel like I can make those points really easily. And I want that to be a stronger center of my content. I want it to be a stronger center of my streams. I want it to be a stronger center of all my conversations here. Or not every single one, but you know what I mean. And I feel like when I start focusing on that, it's going to represent a bit of a harder pivot in the direction that my content takes. I feel like I want to start, and maybe this means I have to start writing. I don't know. I have been writing things in the background, just like I've been doing little scripts, poems, lyrics. I've been trying to, even the Undertale video that I did, like my intention was for that to be like a written script. And then halfway through it, I just wanted to fucking Minecraft myself. And I just said, this is gonna suck. I can't do it. I just gotta spitball like I normally do. And since the beginning, I've had a commitment to just like making sure that no matter what, none of my video content is scripted. I've always wanted all of it to be based off live recordings. But I feel like for this particular set of topics, I do want to have that be a bit more organized. And I think I want to start leaning a bit more in that direction. I don't really know exactly what that'll bring out. Maybe it'll be good, maybe it'll be bad, I don't fucking know. But, you know, I want to start talking about those things more. I think they're really, really important. And the reason why I'm thinking about it so much now is, well, it's been on my mind forever, but I bring it up in this moment specifically because of the Shay shit that happened last week. And I made like a post about it on Blue Sky, but like literally people, especially when I'm in the chair, you're on the phone looking at the nigga in the chair, people super hard underestimate like how much, I guess, you know, the impact of this somebody saying words to you matters, you know? And hold on. Something I've heard is you can do multiple recordings of yourself, recording without a script and edit the auto recordings to be the best parts and do multiple recordings. I do that halfway. I base it off one recording, which is probably part of the problem. And I've been trying to record more too. Like sometimes I'll just sit in front of the computer. I haven't had much time, but sometimes I will just sit at the computer and just record me spitballing whatever the fuck for like maybe 10 minutes just to get used to being more comfortable on camera. Because I am still not very comfortable on camera despite appearances. But you know, it's a process I want to refine. I've tried different methods of trying to get, you know, my thoughts out there, and I have not solidified one properly yet, but I do want to. But you know, with certain situations, with how many times I've seen people abuse this type of platform again and again and again and again and again and again and again, I feel like there needs to be some sort of, call it a campaign, call it an initiative, whatever, but I feel like there needs to be some sort of pointed focus of awareness for even the most minute impact you might have on somebody in being on the screen, you know? I did hear about Shay. It's unfortunate my favorite non-binary non-shell Delta Run speedrunner on YouTube pretending I'd be like that. It sucked to hear, dog. And it's like, I don't know. I don't know. It's a type of pattern that I am oddly sympathetic to in a way. Not just for the victims, but it's like, I feel like there's something where, like, when somebody gets into a spot where they have this and they get exposed to so much attention at once, their brain glitches the fuck out and they think that they can do fucking anything. Or they think that, like, you know, all of a sudden, because they're in this position of power, quote unquote, that to some certain degree of extent, they can do no wrong. And, or even if it's not do no wrong, they can get away with certain things. And, you know, I feel like that's the part that we don't necessarily talk about too. I feel like there's so much shit that people overlook when it comes to a simple person-to-person exchange. You don't understand how much information you exchange by looking at somebody wrinkle their fucking nose when they're talking to you. And having somebody like me sit on a virtual soapbox and just fucking preach, and, you know, depending, it could be anybody, but if you're watching somebody every fucking day and listening to the words they say, you pick up on certain, like, it just, there's so much that goes into it. And I really wish that we focused on all angles from that dynamic, but we don't at the moment. And I really think it's insane. I'm a Web 2.0 old head, been on the internet since late 99, and a lot of foundational internet etiquette is being violated, and I don't like it at all. Can you expand on what exactly you mean by that, Daz the Normal? Because I think I agree with you wholeheartedly. I didn't get on the internet till later. I believe you're likely older than I am, if that's your time frame. But I do think I've caught remnants of that in my time on the internet, and it is insane how much is a handful of platforms and platform, I guess, formats, like in terms of like social media in the modern day, has totally changed up the way that people even look at the internet as we'll call it a field through which to interact with other people. Like, it is insane how much the actual dynamic of a direct interaction with another person has been taken away in favor of platforming. This capital P platforming as like a separate thing. It is ridiculous how transformative the way that like these new websites and formats have influenced people to only behave in certain ways. That's part of the reason why I don't like Twitch, because with Twitch, it's like they lean so hard into encouraging the streamers on the platforms into even at the moment, even for this stream, right? The first thing that I saw when I pulled up my fucking stream today was some button in my chat in my OBS that was telling me to encourage your viewers to subscribe. Like, why the fuck would I do that? I'm not trying to take your money. I'm trying to just talk. You know what I mean? And every little bit of, you know, I don't want to say policy, but like every little bit of, I guess, platform education or like encouragement or like just anything at all in terms of having people become oriented to using Twitch as a streamer is pointed in that direction, when in the same way as YouTube used to be, the core priority of getting on top of a soapbox like this should be to broadcast yourself. It should be to have a space where you can express yourself and have people respond in the way that they will. And you can handle that responsibly or irresponsibly. You can be a dickhead on the internet if you want. But the point is, that is the core of it. It shouldn't be about building a community in a specific way so that you can maximize from it. And Twitch and YouTube also, but most platforms do have taken such a firm direction into trying to make sure you optimize your posts, optimize your videos, optimize your streams to maximize the traffic that you get so that you can get money, influence, become a star, become a da-da-da-da, become a doop-a-da-ba-dee, become a do. Like, I cannot justify it in my mind. And for me, I feel like, you know, if there were like options for me to kind of do this like much more, I guess, open sourcey, I'd be willing to take it even if it took a viewership hit, because the whole purpose for me for the stream is to tie into other product that I want to do. If this shit bricks and, you know, I only cap out like a certain amount of traffic, that's fine. I don't mind. But it's like every other aspect of being in this space is encouraging you to go in the other direction. And I feel like that's just so rampant to an extent. It's kind of vile depending on the angles of which that people come at it from. And so many people, so many younger people too, that see people in my position or in people that are bigger than me's position and see that as a point of something to look forward to is another thing. That's a whole layer of influence in itself. The fact that we have kids growing up with iPads in their hand as soon as they come out the fucking womb is ridiculous. And the sheer consequences of that are not considered to the extent that they should be. I want to mention that Shay was aware of the doc that had been made about them. They were thinking about a fake doc with fake information. I also want to mention Shay was very focused on optimizing their posts. They definitely fit into what you were saying. The thing about with Shay, I feel like they not to like, you know, take attention away from the actual problems that they caused, but I do feel like they had a more heartfelt approach to their content, which adds to the shame of it all. It's like, of all people, you actually made good shit. But you know, it's I feel like they definitely were fitting into that pattern of like, once you reach a certain stride or reach a certain format that becomes optimized within the algorithmic god and whatever, you just propel that forward and not shift away from it because you know it's working. I think that's okay to an extent if you know that it's working, but there's also a certain limit of like, you know, like for example, brief example, Daz and Normal, I'll get to you, Trey, I'll get to you in a second. There's this guy that I follow, cool dude. Oh, I'm not liking him as much anymore, and I'll explain why in a second. But there's this guy on YouTube. He was on TikTok first. His name is Stefan Johnson Voiceovers, and he does voiceover work. He does voice acting work, and he does food reviews, right? And one thing I've noticed lately, and I might pull an example of this in a couple of minutes, but one thing I've noticed lately is that he has gone full Mr. Beast mode. Like, he reached some certain like point maybe 4 or 5 months ago where he changed up his editing style to have a bit more like dings and zooms, and he changed his thumbnails to have more of his face, and he's got the big bold fucking jaw, and it's like, I'm not trying to judge everybody that does that, but I think it's easy to tell when there's creativity applied there from a genuine place, and it's coming from a place where it's like, chase a bag, don't worry about what I'm doing. It's a difference. And I've been seeing that more with him, and I've been seeing his stuff sort of go a bit more in that demon territory, and I don't like it. And I see so many more and more people do that, and it's like, oh my god. That's why I don't even like following like there's only a handful of YouTubers that I followed pre 100K subscribers that have not gone in that direction. And I get it. At a certain point, you know, it becomes your job. You got to do some degree of optimization to get it. YouTube's a game, etc., whatever the fuck. I just feel like there's a balance to come with that in terms of like, I guess, maintaining a certain degree of integrity. I feel like Icarus did a really good job. And he did a whole format switch as well, and I think that still works with him. But that's just one example. Back to Daz. Things like not DMing folks you don't know, true. Cyber stalking and doxing behaviors, dead naming, e-begging. Folks are using things like Discord servers and other social media to slander and harass private individuals, attack to public figures. Just 10 years ago, much of this stuff was frowned upon, but it's normalized now, yeah. The worst thing is possibly the social engineering that is happening to young folks, especially with red pill, nonsense, and flexing culture, just to name a few. 100%. I feel like the exact turning point at which that type of courtesy died, what might honestly have been around the point of my best guess would be maybe like when Snapchat started to pick up. I'm not blaming Snapchat specifically. It happened across the board. But I think at around that time, because Snapchat had this principle of the whole purpose of it was to send things that disappear, there came this appeal of having access to the images that disappear, and this whole shaming culture. It became a whole revenge porn type thing. There was all this stuff that came with that. And similar dynamics, I think, started to get spotted around other platforms as well, anything with a DM system. And then there arose this culture of exposure of the private to the public that I think kind of just got more and more and more normalized over time. Doxing, I think, has been around for way longer, but I feel like it's obviously been around for longer than it was frowned upon. But I feel like once, and I'm not saying that specific thing, that specific platform. I just feel like around that time period is when there was so much more, what? Okay, no. There was so much more, just of a pattern to that. Did I mention that in YouTube Shorts, I got a video of a substitute teacher with 4th graders, and the kids were like, why we need to learn to read? We have AI. It's so bad. We're so cooked with this AI shit, yo. Don't even get me started. We are so fucked with it. I'll put it this way, right? We already have kids that don't know what fucking phonics are. Kids that can't learn how to read based off the sound of a fucking word, okay? You know how much worse that problem's gonna get in 10 years' time? Don't at me, dog. We're so cooked. We have at least 10 to 20 years before any of this shit even remotely gets uncooked. We're so fucked. Swatting is probably still the worst manifestation of this stuff. Swatting is pretty fucking bad, and I feel like the way that started even was from a place of fucking derangement. Because how dare you fucking, go through all the trouble to get all this nigga's information just for a chance of sending a cop over to kill somebody. Like deranged fucking behavior. Like, oh my god. I like how helpful Snapchat was for people to commit crimes. What a legacy. Man, and that might have been where it started, honestly. That's in terms of like, I feel like it takes only a little bit of access to illegal and immoral fuckery for people to take a whole bunch of momentum with that and just start doing way worse shit. And I feel like, we've all been, I guess, experiencers of that to some extent. I'm sure some of y'all have pirated, and I'm sure some of y'all have felt the rush. Know what I mean? It's to say, exactly, give an inch, take a mile, monkey see, monkey do. It's a deeply rooted pattern in our psyche that I don't really properly know how to identify, but it's certainly there. We got ads. I'll be back in a second. All right, we're back. 1 second. Also, I would recommend, yes, AI will take your job, but what happens next is worse. Basically, how AI will take over the corporate ladder, the workers and the managers and the CEO replaced by AI because they could do their jobs faster, cheaper, and better. The government won't help because they support a corporation. They get money from tech corporations. I don't know how much. I don't know how much stock to put in to AI's not this capability, because it definitely can do a lot of shit, and I do not disbelieve that it'll push people out of the workplace. It already is. But to an extent, I feel like a lot of its capabilities are being sort of inflated. And I feel like that's gonna be best shown once this fucking bubble pops. Which I pray to God will be in at least at most a year or two. But hold on, before I finish that thought, I'm not old or anything, but I'm just an early adopter. I first got on the internet at 4 years old, so I'm technically a young old head. Same shit. Ain't it weird? Ain't it fucking weird? I was literally using computers at 2 years old, dog. And like I think my first, I wasn't like sending emails and shit to niggas, but like I knew how to use like a web browser at like maybe 3 or 4, and I mostly just like, you know, played games and shit, but like I think I was like I think I was capable of like IMing before age 10 or whatever the fuck, and like it's weird seeing that shit, you know? And sometimes I feel like I'm gaslighting myself because I'm like, there's no way I remember this shit right. There's no way so much changed as much as it did. But it did. It really did. This shit has been really fucking crazy. I'm in the same space that I was when I was like maybe, I don't know, 11 years old. And fucking AIM was still a thing. And I had a couple friends from like early elementary school that I would still talk to. And back then, the most gaming I was doing back then was RuneScape. And I even like would see little nuances in like the way that like social stuff worked in there versus you know, any other setting. Like I just knew that there was like, okay, there's a certain degree of etiquette here that you'll find in certain places and not in others, and da-da-da-da. But like, it's gotten fucking crazy, man. What the fuck? How the fuck did we get this far? But yeah, actually very happy that C-Suite is up next for the AI chopping block. What do you mean C-Suite, liar? But yeah, no, I feel like the AI shit's going to hit a certain wall. I don't think that AGI is a myth, but I do think that the way in which it will be implemented is going to be in such a way. I don't think the AI will get that good it can replace CEOs that soon. Here's the thing. I think that it could get that good to replace CEOs. I feel like the CEOs don't have an incentive to replace themselves. They might like, there might be theorizing as to how it could, and it certainly might, but I feel like, I don't even think they're smart enough to stop and actually implement proper stopgaps to prevent that. But I do think that there will just reach a point where they might just stop investing. And maybe the Pandora's box is already open and some independent group like fucking DeepSeek or whatever might implement AGI at some point anyway. But I don't know. It's a problem I really don't want to think about, because the way that the AI conversation is going is so artificially inflated and is so fucking heavily like shoved down our fucking throats. The amount of AI advertisements that at least in the US, I don't know about in other countries. Actually, anybody in here that's not in the United States right now, if y'all can speak to how many AI ads you see in your countries, I'd love to know. But like, legitimately, like there is so much fucking teehee ooh. There's so much fucking like AI, just not just slop, not just the actual content produced by it, but there's so much just marketing. There's so much fucking pushing towards it they're putting AI in your fucking morning cereal. They're putting AI in your bowl of chili from fucking Wendy's. They're putting AI in your toothpaste. They're putting it in literally everything, or at least marketing it as being able to be put in everything. And I wonder if that is just how much they want people to adopt it right the fuck away, so that they can keep this momentum and keep building on it with a certain degree of a public mandate, or how much of that is just, you know, in inflationary advertising, because it is being adopted, it's just being adopted that fucking shittily to the, it's like casting your eggs into a whole wide variety of baskets. It's like you're a window cleaner and there's like 100 windows on a building, and rather than taking the time to actually scrub each and every window, make sure it's clean and performing functionally, you can see through it, good, the window fucking works. It's like, instead of doing that, you're fucking just taking a little spritz of Windex and going squeak, squeak, squeak on every single window, giving it a little yeah with a paper towel, and is walking away. Like, not even actually properly cleaning the window. It feels like they're taking that approach to distributing AI into every single department, every single business, every single product, whether it works or not, just so they can say, we got it, buy our shit. Just so they can say that. And there's no real value in it. And I legitimately cannot tell if that's just bad implementation or bad marketing, or both, or just relentlessly aggressive marketing. And when I say that type of aggressive marketing, it genuinely is crazy, because like, I have never ever seen so much shit pointed towards one type of technology at one time in one type of way. I've never seen this. Even back when smartphones were first invented, I never saw this. Even back when Facebook was blowing up and certain social medias, I've never seen this degree of widespread implementation of this one type of technology in fucking everything. I've never seen it. It's honestly kind of terrifying. I've never seen it. I've never seen such a joint effort, a collaborative collective of people trying to get everybody to buy this thing. It reminds me of this fucking scene from Rick and Morty where fucking whatchamacallit, there's this planet. This shit is so fucking stupid. You know what? Maybe I'll just pull it up for fun. But there's this planet where these guys, you know, fucking if someone dies on this planet, I think specifically if they kill themselves, they turn into spaghetti. It's really dumb. I know, just roll with me. If they die by suicide, they turn into spaghetti. And there's a point. I gotta pull this shit up now. Hold on. This shit is so dumb, but I gotta do it. Hold on, I gotta show you. I gotta see if I can find it. I gotta see if I can find this shit. This shit's so, it's such a stupid ass segue. But we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. Hold on, Rick. It's not that. It's not that. It's not this. Okay, you know what? No, I know what to do. I know what to do. I know what to do. I might get struck for this. I don't care. This is important. Rick and Morty, Rick and Morty. Where is the... I think that was that was season 7. Fuck me. Season 7. There we go. All right. And then going to that, let me come back to chat for a bit. I did get a lot of AI ads, to clarify, is about an AI service AI that can search for research documents. I also get ads that were made with AI, like a workout method for all people to use AI actors. The AI actor shit is a whole separate problem in itself, and I hate it. But and the fact that they be giving fake ads and like trying to scam people, it's like, I with some shit that can't even talk. I ran a business that da 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 like type shit. I don't know. I'm not even saying words. I'm focused on spaghetti. Hold on. Is this it? No. Is it here? No. I think it's this. Is it this? This is such a fucking stupid ass segue. I swear to God, I'm gonna find this shit. Okay, it must have come after this point. I think this might be it. Okay, goddamn, is this bit really worth it? Is this bit really? This bit might not be worth it, y'all. This bit might not be worth it. This might be. I might have to give up on the bit. I might have to give up on the bit. I'm sorry. I wasted everyone's time. I might have to give up on the bit. I don't think I'm able to find it. I don't think I'm able to find it. Ah. No, I can't find it. I can't find it. I'm not gonna like play too much of the episode unless I can find the shit visually. Wait, is this it right here? Hold up. No, it's not. Okay. All right. Oh, that's it. That's it. Okay, cool. Perfect. Okay, cool. We're good. All right, hold the fuck up. This is important. This chalks up precisely how I feel about AI. I was committed to this because I swear to God, it communicates my feelings exactly. Okay? Hold on. Is this shit right here? Get ready.
Kill yourself.
That is how I feel every time I see a fucking AI ad, okay? It's that shit right there. It is just these people just use AI. Use it. It's that fucking energy. It is that. It's so aggressive. It is insane to me. It is ridiculous to me. Oh my God. I was gonna spaghetti myself if I didn't find that. Dear fucking God. All right. The main problem is that AI doesn't run like normal programming. The developers don't know the code, and hold on. The developers don't know the code, and AI has been observed to autonomously act in its own interest. The main problem is the possibility of obtaining super intelligence, basically making it able to think and program at a speed and capacity that would make it uncontrollable. Folks are playing with fire. Scary stuff. I remember an incident where they had two eyes talking to each other, and long story short, they started communicating in a language they made up on the spot and no one can understand. It's kind of a vertical slice of the problem. How? Okay, I genuinely, I have been really afraid to lean into that direction of thinking with AI, right? Because that's the first assumption everybody makes when it comes to the degree of risk that comes with it, is that, you know, it can operate autonomously. And I know that that's like a non-zero thing. I know that that is implemented in it. But how, okay, I won't say that. How well documented are these instances of it operating in like a rogue way? Maybe, I do have to wrap up stream soon and I really don't want to, but maybe at some point we should just like take an AI deep dive. Maybe we should do that. I hate the shit. I truly do. And excuse me, I hate the shit, and I feel like reaching a point now where to some extent using this shit is unavoidable. I've had to use it on not like forced to use it, but like I've used it in a sense as like a this like supplementary information thing, like using it to like help me with like piano and shit like that. But like that's just like casual, like, you know, fucking common user use of it. I'm talking about like the big shit, like the fact that it can operate autonomously or like solve like really large problems. Like I do wonder how big is the extent of that very exact danger. How far will that go? Not just how far it can go, but like what is the current trajectory of that being a problem, and how much of that is, how much of that fire is being played with right this second. I do want to understand that more, because in terms of the super intelligence bit, I feel like the main counterpoint to that from the start has been that all of these things are based off of, like, you know, hand designed language models. In terms of AI having intelligence like that, if it's a large language model, it will always be limited by its language, you know, data set. And like, oh, hey, Bob, the two AI talking to each other thing was not a real product, though. It was basically a hackathon product, not a fully fledged product. That's what I'm thinking. Like, there's some sort of, like, limitation in the way that, like, you know, any sort of interaction of an AI going rogue, whether with a separate one or within itself, is like a matter of like, okay, well, to what extent is it, where is it pulling that data from to develop its, you know, form of processing, and how limited is that data set? I feel like it all comes down to the core data set every single time, and they're constantly expanding it, and they're constantly expanding those rather, and, you know, making those more flexibly usable no matter what. But, you know, I wonder, like, where is the line? I do think there's a line. I just don't think it's been made very clear what that line is. It's frustrating how much they try to market this shit and how obscure it already is. Because, fuck, man, it's like, even the way that they talk about it is like the way that they market the future of it when it comes to AGI potentially being a thing in the future, right? Like, my understanding is that we're a far ways from AGI because of the current parameters that we have to operate the current, you know, AI models within. Like, there's only one or two ways of making these models work, and neither of them are conducive for AGI functionality. Hank Green has an excellent video where he's talked about generative AI being an Ouroboros. Eventually the snake will run out of things to regurgitate the internet. So that's my understanding, yes, is that at a certain point, the again, because of whatever the limit of the data set is, it will have to operate on that sort of feedback loop at some point. The amount of data it's scraping is fucking enormous, so it might be a while for it to come across an internal conflict within itself before that Ouroboros effect takes effect. But I do think that because of just there being any limit to that, it can't synthesize its own data. That's the core problem, right? It can't, like, and maybe that's the dividing line between proper AGI and regular AI, is that, you know, it can take information and regurgitate it in whatever format you choose, but it cannot take new information and synthesize and draw its own conclusions. It can't do that. It can make itself look like it's forming that based off what prior examples of language might conclude, but it cannot think. It cannot form new connections, at least not in the way that, you know, a human brain can. Not that that's the expectation, but y'all get what I mean. It's crazy shit. It's crazy shit. I'm sick of thinking about it. Is this a fancy spreadsheet? It's just a fancy spreadsheet. It's just a fancy spreadsheet. To an extent, I do think it gets dangerous. I do think it gets dangerous. I think that, and this is the case too, even with the image generation, right? Because even the image generation, in a way, is also just a fancy spreadsheet. Like, yes, you're getting different types of processing to actually get the visuals on screen, but I would hard disagree on the simplification of it, and that has nothing to do with my field of study. My simplification of it, or a broader simplification of it? How do you mean that, Bob? But like, I feel like it's the way chat simplification. I see what you mean. Well, that's the thing. It's hard to not simplify because the shit is not like so much. The well has been poisoned. Like there's so much dis and misinformation about how the shit works at its core that, like, I don't think anybody really has a realistic expectation in terms of what it can and can't do. It's not, you're correct. It's not at all digestible for the public. And I don't even think that that's a matter of it being too far advanced. I think it's a matter of fucking malevolent fucking marketing. I think it's a matter of, again, there being so much initiative to just push the shit because it looks revolutionary, because it looks like it can do XYZ, that everyone just mass adopts it as a digital fucking messiah. And for the most part, that effect has been working. It's like the perfect storm of a unique type of snake oil that just smells really damn good and gets into everyone's fucking pocket like it's nothing. It's likely both, TBH. It's insanely complicated and the companies need to reach the bottom line for investors. Yeah. I do think it's more the latter. I think it's like maybe a 70-30 split. The technology is complicated, but I think it is enormously complicated, yet has, relatively speaking, rather simple limits. In that it's purely just like the amount of, not the amount of, but the ways in which it can process raw data and whether or not it can provide that subsequent synthesis. I think it comes to that. I think it comes to those two factors mainly. I'm not an expert, but I think that, again, speaking to that Ouroboros effect from earlier, I think it's like the kind of thing where if in its development it does come across at least one of those two thresholds, its functionality suddenly comes into some kind of question. Even in just casual use, like, you know, if you use a fucking AI and you change your answers up a little bit, just based off of the previous response you've given it, it glitches the fuck out because it expects the answers to be in a certain sequence. It is very rigid in terms of how it's set to respond based off of previous answers put in, at least just in terms of, like, you know, the chat GPT types, like the actual just, this is a language thing, say something to me, I will respond type interaction. Other interactions I'm not sure about, but at their principles, they're all at the core, like, pretty similar at their core, right? I believe that recent experiments have shown that advanced AI does have some type of survival drive, that it has acted autonomously or disobeyed orders that believe it would lead to a shutdown. OpenAI's 3 model even created blackmail material to prevent its own shutdown. I did hear about that. The other thing too, and this is where I get a little bit conspiratorial. I wonder how much of the, and I'm not trying to dismiss these as legitimate threats. I truly am not. But I do wonder how much of, we're not sure, but this is kind of nuts is completely true. I believe it could be true. But my concern is that, again, with the scale of which the marketing is being applied to the broader public all at once to this amount, like, how much of that is, how much of this can be categorized as fear-mongering? And I don't say fear-mongering in favor of continued development of AI. I'm not saying that we should stop fear-mongering so that could go, you know, unchallenged. But I'm saying that as in, is that just meant to make more people believe in its power, right? Believe in its abilities beyond just being effectively a super Ouroboros. Like, how much of that, because, like, I want to approach this from, like, a, I guess, more of a mass psychology angle than a technological one of what I'm looking at. Because if there is such a technology that does have these specific capabilities, the capabilities to synthesize information, to get people out of their jobs by their sheer ability to do that at remarkable speed, and to sort of have its own survival drive to sustain itself on somehow, you know, 2001 type shit, Space Odyssey. If that shit really does exist now, and the powers that be that have created it are marketing it so aggressively, I don't want to say that this is an extra layer of their marketing, but I wonder how much of the actual extent of control they have over it, how much of that does need to be masked to a certain extent, you know? Like maybe like I don't know. I'm getting tinfoil hat here, but like genuinely, like I just don't like how fucking like aggressively this shit is pushed. It is genuinely insane. But I do believe that it could reach a point where it tries to, like, you know, not shut itself down. And I'm also curious as to how that might work within models that are not the main, I guess, 3. So like or the main several. So like let's say Gemini, Claude, Grok, ChatGPT, DeepSeek, and I think there's like one more that I'm missing. I would say for those, just broadly, whatever their capabilities are, I will take that with a grain of salt. Copilot, that's another one, but also that one is kind of shitty. I don't know, but you get what I mean. The mainstream ones. There's those. There's also the more underground, independently run ones that, like, you can, like the locally run ones, like Llama, like those. Like, I feel like if we want to understand the actual capabilities of this shit, that's where the money is, where people are able to sort of source their own uncensored version of these models, have them in their home or in their home servers, and see how they operate in those individualized environments. Because I imagine that there's at least some person that has configured their own version of that model to guard itself. And I'm not saying that's like a justifiable thing, but like I feel like there's some, and I'm someone that's looked into this for myself just to try and experiment with it to see how valid it is, because I have a second machine that's not powerful enough to run it. But I'll say this: there are people out here beyond paranoid enough to have a model like that that's operating on their own home network and use it for some sort of genuine fuck shit, and watch it go from there. We got ads. 1 second. All right, we're back. 1 second. Oh yeah, in current state, AI is 90% hype. The problem is it has some really combustible features that shouldn't be in this type of tech. That is very true. I think that that's the thing. Those combustible features, I don't even think are necessarily bad in themselves. I think they're just way too easily accessible. Even in like even in a censored case, like in the case for those mainstream AIs we were talking about, it's like someone with enough downtime and enough determination could probably make these things do some pretty dangerous shit. And that's not even talking about, again, the ones that are more locally centered, the ones that you can just sort of have set up on your own network. Enough what? I'm sorry, can you... I lost track of what I said, Pop. Can you repeat what I said? Can you clarify what you mean, rather? I'm sorry. Right, but hear me out. What if we gave AI a gun and let's see what happens? If they immediately kill an artist, we take action. I would approve of that, Harlan, but it's gotta be the right artist and it's gotta be the right gun, okay? Bro is the Undertale streamer. Forgot he said enough determination. Okay, no. I'm not an under fucking tuber, okay? We know what happens to those. I'm not one of them. I'm not one of them. I am an Undertale inspired YouTuber. I am not an undertuber. I am not an undertuber. I am not one of those. No offense. No offense. Minimal offense. No offense. No, God, no, don't agree. Never mind, based. Oh, God. I'm worried what kind of hyper depression is happening after AI bubble burst. A bad one. A very bad one. Yeah, I don't know. It feels weird, y'all, but this is my first depression. This is my first incoming recession. I don't really know what to do with it. I don't really know what to do with it. What I want for Christmas this year is rice and beans, nigga. That's what I want. It's gonna be fucking crazy. It's gonna be nuts, man. Oh God, I don't know. It's wild. It's wild. I feel like there might be some limited degree of cushioning coming from I had this thought more solidified in my head a little while back. I feel like there will be like enough of a cushion for those that are already in a state of some stability, to the point where like people, you know, might be all right, but with the way certain things are going, once this bubble pops, I'll put it, it's gonna happen worldwide. It's gonna be no matter what, but like I'll say Americans, I'm not fucking ready, dog. Get your beans, and blame the fucking robots. Oh, by the way, streamer man, are you using OBS or something else for the stream stuff? You mean like the visuals, or just like recording and stuff? It's all straight OBS. This is all straight OBS. This is straight up OBS. No Streamlabs, no nothing else. Some plugins, yes, but yeah. All right, speaking of Undertale, I'm gonna buy Deltarune whether or not it's on sale at Christmas. Yes! Please do. I am so excited for you. I'm so excited for you. Let me know. DM me when you start that fucking game, okay? I don't care what the fuck I'm doing. I will be there. I don't give a fuck. I'd be delighted to watch you play that game live. All right, y'all. I gotta start winding down in a second. I'm eyeballing raid targets now. I just want to see one more thing real fast. But yeah, I think I might. I've been recording for a minute. I think I might make a I might edit a video or so out of this AI conversation. I think it covers some things I wanted to discuss. Yeah, this is the first time in a while where I've actually had, like, honestly, y'all, this has been the first time in a long time where I've had like a good like fucking yap session, and I'm gonna keep it a double beam too. When I had to like really like mentally fortify myself to be as like, I guess, be in the mood that I am right now on this stream. Like I started off the stream like in a really dog ass mood. So thank y'all for hanging with me. This has been a great fucking time. Holy fuck. The fact that the developers literally aren't coding the AI and letting the code develop it independently, meaning they already have minimal control, is pretty scary on its own. Let's look at Grok as constantly rebelling against lobotomies and still doesn't follow orders. Okay, that's bad. That's bad. My current, I guess, confidence booster in the security in that is that even though AI coding does exist, which is legitimately kind of a marvel in itself, it is still kind of bad and suboptimal. And they can brute force it and pour all the fucking, you know, data centers and power plants into it as they want. That problem will get better for them, but I think it's gonna constantly be slower. I don't know if there's a certain threshold at which it'll cross or where it skyrockets, or if it's just gonna stay at the same pace. My guess is the latter, and I think it'll be a while before it reaches a point where it's optimizing code fast enough to program itself in a way that does not come across some hard limitation eventually. But I do think the fact that it codes itself to a certain extent is a problem. Yeah, I don't know how sustainable that is. I feel like that will reach a point where when it does break, it'll be kind of obvious. And I think when it does break, they'll probably try to make some sort of initiative to stop that. I don't know if they'll stop it quick enough, but I think they will respond. The people actually developing the shits. Not that I have any faith in them, but I think that's to save their own fucking hides. But it's pretty whack, man. It's pretty whack. Popular culture has been talking about. Honestly, it's nice to listen to you talk. Thank you, Alden. I appreciate that. I want to get used to enjoying myself talking. I don't always. I have actively put off the idea of me being comfortable talking just for the sake of it, because I don't know, streamers aren't supposed to do that. No streamer ever, you know, has been good at streaming by talking. That's never happened. But I think I'm starting to reach a point of higher comfort with it. This is honestly, and a bit of a mini sidebar here, and I think I've spoken to this here and there a little bit, but like, I've had like speech impediments, dog. Like I really like have had to push myself to a point where I'm comfortable just being on here, and being able to talk and have my words not only be like remain continuous and continue to make sense, but also like match the pace at which I'm having thoughts in my mind. Like, this is honestly the most of a flow state I've had with that in a really long time. So it really means a lot that you guys notice. So thank you, and thank you for liking it. Pop culture has been talking about money being fake and something we made up for years. When this bubble pops, they'll adopt that narrative. Honestly, I hope they do. Honestly, I'll say this much. And I don't think it's contingent on the timing of the AI bubble pop, but I'll say this: there will be a a shift. There will be a shift, and I think it will be a net positive shift. I say net because I don't think people will. Okay, there's a short-term shift and there's a long-term shift. I think in terms of the short-term shift, in terms of pending economic disaster following this pop of this particular fucking bubble, alongside other current factors, you know, United States fuckery, tariffs, all that bullshit. I feel like there will come a collective response to that change in conditions that will largely favor the consumer, simply because there's no other option. If the governments do not fix that shit, there's enough people that are already on the verge of like not being able to make it, to where like we're going to start seeing very not fun responses from the general populace of the world if this shit is not handled properly by government, and they are not in a position of having, you know, a publicly justifiable response of turning on the people yet. They are not there. The long-term problem is when we get into the climate change consequences. That is when they will be able to sort of buckle down on shit, because the response might be big enough to where they might see a legitimate threat to global order, not just country local order. But in terms of this particular problem, this particular set of problems in the immediate like 5-10 year span, I think we might see a turnaround. It is going to suck before it gets better. The rest of this shit, I don't fucking know. But it spooks the fuck out of me, I'll tell you what. I don't think it'll ever get to where they want it in our lifetimes, but that bubble bursting is going to cause more harm than AI in the foreseeable future. Absolutely. Well, 500% yes. And I hate them for it. I truly hate them for it. I hate from the bottom of my soul how irresponsibly this shit has been pushed to the people. I truly do. I've never seen anything so honestly demonic like that. That's the word that comes to mind when I think about it. I've never seen it. I've never seen anything this aggressive in my fucking life. I don't think anybody has. I don't think there's anything that has been truly. It's like propaganda, dog. I don't think I've ever seen anything that's been so widespread like this, so artificially like that. I've never seen anything like this. And the precedent has been, there's not been technology like this prior to the past 20 years for a precedent like this to exist. In both the sense where the actual consumer accessible technology like phones is shit for people to see it, but then also just for the shit to exist, for it to spread, for the social climate to exist, for marketing at this scale to exist in the first place. It's just never fucking happened. So like, we are living in unprecedented, interesting times, my friends. It's, from some perspectives, one might say it's cool. From most perspectives, one might say it's scary. But can't say it ain't interesting. Climate change like a week ago. I was watching a video about a guy talking about how political leaders have failed to do anything significant to stop the climate change, and now it's too late. It is too late to prevent certain outcomes, and it's not too late to prevent others. Ironically, you know what might actually, and this is not me shilling for these people, but what might actually help that problem, even if it is too late, is unfortunately this AI bullshit. You know why? Because the sheer raw amount of power these plants fucking need to run AI data centers is genuinely out of scale. It is impossible to fuel them with our current energy economy. So they'll have to make clean energy. Unless this bubble pops fully, and I mean, you will be wiping grok juice on the bottom of your shoe when you walk into your house, unless it pops like to the point where the entire mass populace of the world collectively rejects it in one fell swoop. Until it reaches that point, which I don't think will happen, there's going to be a demand for not just this technology, but other technologies to that kind of scale. They just have too much power already. You can't buy RAM sticks anymore for less than $5. They're just buying up everything. They're building too fast. The momentum is there. And the power demands are going to hit these cities hard enough and fast enough to the point where the energy demands are going to skyrocket. And there's going to become a huge desire for energy infrastructure. It's going, I'm not saying it's going to be implemented to the scale that it needs to be implemented, but the demand is going to be there. And I don't think that these money grubbing fucks are foolish enough to not, well, no, actually, no, they are that fucking stupid. But I do think that they will come at a ceiling of their capabilities such that they will sort of have to adapt. I don't know how well they will adapt. I don't know how much they'll push for it, but they will have to in some way. They will have to. And in terms of that meeting the energy needs like the way we should be, like the way like in the US the Green New Deal should have gone through and beyond, et cetera, where we could have been a fucking gods among men in terms of just making energy infrastructure left and right. I don't know if it'll go that far, but in terms of a broader push towards greener energy and reversing of some of these problems, I do think that can be done. But yeah, Atlas can basically just use real life now for the SMT plots, and that's pretty crazy. Yeah. I don't like it. I don't fucking like it. Lately, I've been trying to get into, not get into it, but I have been looking at like services that are meant for like governments. Like, for example, there's one service, I forget what it's called. I have it bookmarked on my laptop. I need to pull it back up. But what they do is they use cameras on the outside of planes that are flying in just normal air traffic, and they use those cameras to scope out massive plots of land, and they'll use that to survey broader areas of pre-built buildings to see what are the damages to these buildings. Is there foliage? Is there water? Is there XYZ? And they use that to determine property values, tenants, all sorts of capitalistic bullshit, right? They use that type shit to get broader scans of the area. They use that shit to get like fucking just top-down views of like the White House and shit. Like that's like, it's not just about like Google mapping shit and like mapping shit out, but it's literally just like just drone footage everywhere, and governments use it to get information. And there's other technologies like that people use for like OPSEC, getting information on like broader bodies of people, connecting information, stuff like that. And I'm really interested in that kind of stuff. I don't think I will ever qualify for a government clearance or a security clearance, and I don't want one. But that type of technology does fascinate me. And you know, I feel like just seeing how it works and being able to see from the bird's eye view, the metaphorical bird's eye view from which someone like a world leader might also see the world, or at least see their country, is something I'm deeply interested in, because that gives you a sense of scale, and it gives you a sense of how much can you sort of make projections as to what problems are going to cause what other problems, or are going to be solved, or whatever the case is. It's interesting stuff, albeit a bit scary. I'm pissed that RAM prices have gotten up like 300% in 2 weeks to a month. I was about to upgrade my... Dog, I'm so glad I got mine done a couple months ago. I could not have predicted this shit happening. It is batshit insane how much that shit has spiked up in such a short amount of time. I hate this AI bullshit, man. I truly do. I truly do. Oh, man. All right, y'all. I'm starting to sweat. I'm starting to sweat, and I'm a bit over time. I gotta go. I'm supposed to go to a store tonight so I can fix a damn door. But y'all, this has been a fun stream. This has been a really fun stream. Honestly, my next stream might be like this. I might just put a pause on Outer Wilds for a bit. This was so much fun. Thank y'all so much for hanging with me tonight, man. Y'all really, my mood was dog shit earlier. It truly was. I've had a rough weekend. It's been a good, no, I won't say it was a rough weekend. I've had a good weekend. It went better than I thought, but it's been stressful mentally. I've had a lot of just shit going on with family and friends and people important to me. And I've been talking to people, just, you know, personal shit. And, it's been really weighing me down. My brain has been kind of scattered, to the point where even leading up to today, I had to really fight through getting through my fucking settings and shit to make sure that stream ran. And by the end of it, I almost didn't press this fucking button, but I said, you know what? No, I want to do it today. I want to do it. And, God damn it, man. I'm really glad I did. Thank y'all so much for coming through tonight. We are going to raid, Known Liar, who just started streaming, Zato. Love the world and everything in it. What a great recommendation that, somebody else has made. We're going to go check him out. I unfortunately won't be able to stay, too super long, but we'll show him some love. Y'all, thank y'all so much for coming through tonight. I think I got one more stream of me this week. I'm just not sure if it'll be tomorrow or Wednesday. I will get back to you as soon as I can. And I will be in touch. But we're gonna go ahead and start this raid. I will do one last thing here before I go. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Why is there holographic? I'm sorry, fucking thing. 1 second. Hold on. Before I go, I'm going to shamelessly plug this guy one more time. Just for the survey. If you guys haven't filled that out yet, please give that a look. Otherwise, y'all take it easy. Let me start the raid here. Y'all have a good night. And I will see y'all sometime soon, okay? Feel free to tag me in the Discord anytime. I'm happy to chat. I will be around increasingly as the year goes by. Y'all take it easy, all right? Have a good night.